Fail with me. The hidden struggles of mental health. A news from home has filled my heart with sadness. A software engineer committed suicide in Kolkata, India, by jumping off the rooftop of his workplace. I'll not take his name, but I have friends who knew him in person. He was a bright and successful man with a wonderful family, including an 18-year-old daughter. I do not have the details of his mental health condition, but he was undergoing treatment. There are chapters of men's mental health that are not commonly accepted or discussed. From my personal observation, many of my friends or professional acquaintances may be happy on the surface, but they're worried or tensed or upset or insecure deep down. And they struggle to open up about it because of their conditioning and the stigma of mental health. I was recently in a podcast with my friend Jeff Solace, and we were discussing many similar things. My wholehearted effort on my podcast Stories and Stanza has been a reflection of the difficult phases of my life and why we may need to rethink our failures. When my wife was going through a phase of postpartum psychosis, I was very new in Australia. Even though we were desperately seeking medical attention, it took us years to get my wife's condition properly diagnosed and addressed. For a few years, my life was a living hell as the breadwinner for the family, supporting my ailing wife and taking care of my daughter in a place that was culturally very new to us. In this process, I was so hard on myself that I completely burned myself out. It took a lot of time and work to come out of it. This is the phase when I thought that if I write a memoir, it would be called Fail with Me, because failure is all I saw around me. I was failing as a husband, in my career, as a son, and maybe as a father too. I started questioning every belief system I grew up with. Today, I have learned and healed myself in ways I never thought was possible. This is why my podcast is my humble attempt to give back to the society. I have met some amazing souls on the podcast, and I cannot thank them enough for pointing me in the right direction and helping me build emotional intelligence, which has been the bedrock for my newfound wisdom towards life. Not one day goes by when I do not feel thankful towards them. I now look back at my professional career and see how pathetic the working conditions are under the so-called shiny hood of the lucrative software industry in certain organizations. Often infested with exploitation, work-life imbalance, and harassment that pushes some people over the edge. People working in the industry today have to decide what kind of leadership legacy they wish to leave behind. The kind that are amused by people augmenting their silly jokes, or those who lead by exemplary resilience. It takes one crop of conscious and willing participants to break the cycle of workforce trauma. We do not know what everyone is going through. All we can do is remain kind and empathetic towards people around us. Suicide is no answer. One of my guests recently said something beautiful. A death not only takes one life, but also sucks the soul out of a family who has lost someone. I hope the family of the departed may have the strength to carry on. No amount of solace is good enough for this loss. And for those who are struggling, get help, open up, or at least talk to a friend. I'll say it again, suicide is no answer. Thank you for listening today.